What's up? What's up, everyone? We are live. Welcome back to another video. It's TV, so just featuring a little bit of the garden, giving you an update. I was moving some plants around the front. Right now, I'm in the back, right by the kitchen window. Hey guys, these are some of my first plant that I put inside the ground. You can see I still have so much tomato going on. As far as maybe a little too much. Look at all this extra tomato as well. So needless to say, I might put in a little too much tomato. And checking out these radish. I might harvest my first radish in the seed starter cell. I didn't even make its way in the soil, into the ground. But yeah, guys, welcome to another live. We're gonna be going off around the front, starting up a couple push-ups. Here I had a couple thing going over here as well. Here's some green onion, scallion, chive, whatever you wanna call them. They're all different though, so these is really some. I think they call them bunching onion. It's more like a scallion. But yeah, guys, these are some of my first crop that I put in the ground. As you know, all my plant were started from seed this season. And these are some sweet chard. You can see beautiful chard. They're just finally coming up nicely. As far as taking off, you have some carrots in the back. Definitely will thin out these carrots as we go. For sure. That's crazy, guys. This is actually a radish. I might come with the whole full story and this experience with these radish, but they're the same radish as this one right here, same age.
Hello, Moto.
So overall, I'm getting a call, but I can't answer right now.
Hello, Moto.
Just a moment, guys. I think I reached out to a few people to join the live as far as getting some of that push up with me, so I'm getting some call. Oh yeah, sorry about that, guys. But right now, I was getting a call, so I had to tap out a second there. Oh yeah, guys, we're gonna be heading around the front and getting our push up shortly. Yeah, I tap into a few folks to join the live with me and get some of these push-ups. But nevertheless, we wanna feature a little bit of what we got going on around the side. This is the back section and my first set of plant that I put inside the ground. As far as when it was still cold. When I put these beautiful kale right now, when I put these in, guys, it was very cold. A lot of folks had lost, plants during that time. So a lot of these were more of an experiment. Still have all these tomatoes they need to put in the ground. But if you're watching this live and you're in the area, you want some tomato, I have too much. So these are some companion plants, some pollinator that I take, from out there for propagation. So I'm gonna be propagating those soon and put them in the yard. Oh yeah, I had some sweet chard here, but some, what am I thinking? A spinach. There's some spinach growing over that side, and we we ate some already, at least me, coming out in the garden. But yeah, I just want to feature right this side here, as this is where the live start in the back. This is just a little tiny section. And these radish are seeding. But I don't know if it's a good thing because the food is in the ground. But the bloom is more beautiful overall. And if I don't get around to eat it, at least it's awesome. The pollinator, as you can see right there. Bunch of butterflies. But yeah, we don't want to make the entrance too long as far as, beginning of every live. These Brussels sprout I'm bringing around the front. The beginning of every live. It's a moment here. We're going to do 100 push-up. Last time I did more than 100 push-ups, so I'm just going to make my way around the front and get that push-up. So bear with me because I'm going through a section of the house here. Yeah, guys. If you're joining the live, welcome to the live. I want to spill this soil on the ground. I have 2 plants in my hand, so bear with me. But yeah, if you're joining the live, you haven't subscribed to my channel, do the right thing. Sorry about that loud door. Back out by the front now. This is where we're gonna do our push-up guy around the section. As you can see, still in progress with my container garden. And I'll be putting some of these and I think these are Brussels sprout, but I'm confused between some of my Brussels sprout and my cabbage. The groundhog have eaten off many of my cabbage in the beginning of the season, so But yeah, we wanna get that push up in though before we but I want a handful of people to be on the live. To just check out the experience of it and the whole motivation for the day. These are different cucumber, guys. Different cucumber. These are some of my late one that I start maybe 9 days ago. I'm gonna put them in the ground here today. We have a whole bunch of tomatoes going over this side here. That's why I was saying that I have so much tomato. If anyone wants tomato for the season, still not too late. They are already big and established. They just need to go in the ground. So the mission is on, guys. I mean? I have a special announcement or a special update on this nice piece of tree branch that I use. It's not just decoration, guys, right there in the side of the garden. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, just a quick update. Get a handful of people on the live. So yeah, if you're watching the live, welcome. We're gonna get that 100 push-up. If your motivation goes well, we do a little even more than 100. But yeah, don't mind my little messy area because I'm prepping the garden and things are just all over right now. As far as so when I set up here, we can get our push-up going. I might do it on the hills, guys, for the elevation right between them there. So when I get this bucket here, this is gonna be where my tripod is gonna be resting in. So bring it over here. But yeah, guys, why not finish off in the backdrop of the garden, right? So yeah, big up my friend Johnny Blaze. Large up brother, you're always an inspiration. You already know how the motivation go. So big up Johnny Blaze if you're on the live. The brother, we always getting it. Later on, we're gonna be at the gym as well, getting it. So guys, this 100 push-up is just the least amongst what we're gonna be getting later on. But nevertheless, I did say that every live we're gonna start off with 100 push-up. So big up yourself, Johnny Blaze, if you're on the live watching this. When I just get to it. Guys, last time I did 110 or 115. However, I'm not sure exactly, but I think between 110 and 115 I did the last time. So adding from the last time, we want to add more. So if the inspiration is there, we get in some more. So tap in on the live. And if you haven't joined the channel, subscribe to the channel. Do the right thing. But yeah, guys, needless to say, I know some people might be busy, don't have the time to lurk around and wait. So we're going to just get to the push-up part of it. So, you know, don't mind me the last time I start off with 50 straight. I might just do something similar as well and then just tone it down and get that 100 in, you know, in a quick, efficient time. So, as I express, if you can do push up, you can do whatever is compatible for you. You know what I mean? So, anything, even just going for a walk, it's just a reminder, motivation to be out there and get it. And you know, don't let anything hold you back. So, whatever obstacle you're going through, whatever challenge, you know, whatever you have, disability or anything, you know, this might not be for you as far as the push-up go, but something else may be. So it's just a reminder and a motivation. So let's get it going. We're gonna be doing 100 push-up is the aim, but we might do more. So if you're joining the live, welcome and get some of these push-up with me as well. Subscribe to the channel, do the right thing. Well, yeah, guys. Hopefully you can see me because I'm down. I'm on the hill, so I'm getting a little elevation as well. And it's nice, so because this area is gonna be having plants soon, you know. So oh yeah, I wanna get this hair out of the way though. Too much hair going on. So normally I have my hair wrapped up on my head. You know, but yeah, guys, we're just gonna do push up, and this is all motivation. No pressure to anyone. This is not me stunting. You know, this is just our way of life. And as I expressed, my friend Johnny Blaze probably on the live. So this is just something that we do, guys. So let's get it. Right on the hill and the elevation. We're gonna be doing 100 is the aim. We might do some more. So get your position, get ready, start this push up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 50, guys. That's 50 money already. So, and as you see, I'm doing a bit slower, you know, so everyone can see my rep. You don't say that I'm cheating the system. So 50 down, 50 more to go is the aim. You know, I might add a little more on it if you get the motivation going. So subscribe to the channel, do the right thing. That's just 50 straight, so we're gonna be to tone it down to maybe 20, 25, get to the other 50. Keep it going. And like I said, guys, this is no stunting. This is our everyday habit. Or, you know, just a lot of push up throughout the weeks, you know what I mean? So this is not me stunting, just a motivation and a reminder that, you know, to move. You know what I mean? So this is just we every day, you know, with or without any camera. But as for me, you know, on my local channel, I feel like it could be a way of motivation and just adding something that I love doing as well, and a part of me and my daily routine in that regard. So I wanna encourage you guys to be a part of the flow, be a part of the movement and the inspiration. Just move, you know what I mean? If you can do, you know, 50 push-ups, do 10, do 5, you know, 15. Tone it down, you know what I mean? And start from small until you get there. But nevertheless, we need to get moving. So, you know what I mean? So for a better health and for a better purpose as far as keeping up, you know, we're getting old as the day go by. So 50 down, we're gonna add 50 more. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25, guys. So You do the maths, 50 and 25. That's 75 out of the 100. So still have a little handful left. But nevertheless, we keep going. Some motivation to you all. You reminder, just do something, you know. I mean, even go for a nature walk, whatever it may be. You know, join the motivation and the progress of just, you know, one movement at a time, one day at a time. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Greatly appreciate the motivation. We're building a community here of love and support. So we got 50, then 25. Now we got 25 more. We might even do more for the motivation and the support. So if you're joining the live, hit that thumbs up. That's a part of my motivation as well, to see that people are watching and the encouragement is there. You know what I mean? And like I said, if you can do 100 push-up, maybe you can do 50, can do 50, do 30, 20, 10, 5, whatever you may do, or just a beautiful nature walk. So thumbs up if you like this inspiration and this movement behind this, you know, this whole influence that I'm going off with. So 50, then we have 25. We're gonna add some more to it. We might do more than 100, guys. Oh yeah, let's get it. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Remember to give me a thumbs up and hit that notification. So whenever we're doing this again, you're notified. Just a reminder to hell get moving. You know what I mean? So large up everyone that's on the live. Big up my friend Johnny Blaze. You're a true legend, you're a true warrior, and you're a great motivation, my brother. So one love. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Guys, I'm already feeling them burns. You know, like I said, we always keep going. We don't necessarily stop doing push-ups, you know. And later on, I'm in the gym with my friend. You know, a lot of times it's 200 push-up, you know, 300 squat, or a little less sometime, but 100 push-ups, 100 squat at least is always a part of our warming up routine. And that's just quick money, you know what I mean? So, like I said, if you're joining the live, welcome. You know, subscribe to the channel. We did 50 push-ups straight already, and we did 25. I just did 20. You know, so it's 5 more for the 100, but we're gonna be going more at it. We see a few more people joining the live, so hit that thumbs up, guys. You know what I mean? Motivate the whole movement, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't as yet. You know, let's keep going. And you know, guys, I have started live before, and the volume is not so good. So you know, thumbs up and give me a heads up in the sense that if you guys can hear me. You know, I'm not sure, but 5 more push-up left out of the 100, guys, but we're gonna add some more to it. So subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and if you're hearing my volume, let me know in the comments. You know, because I don't. Sometimes I get going and I'm not sure if the volume is 200. So, and we want it, you know, on the peak. So, do the right thing. Hit that subscribe, thumbs up. All right, guys. So we have 5 more, but we're gonna be doing more than 5. We're on the hill, a little bit of elevation, give a little bit of challenge, but what challenge to us? You know what I mean? Let Johnny Blaze tell you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm feeling them, guys, trust me. 19, 20. And as you see, I'm kind of doing them at a slower pace. So I get my full rep in, all my full reps. So you can see I'm cheating the system. So that's actually 115 push-up, guys. You know, but what's number to us? You know, we don't want the number. You know, once we can keep going. So, like I said, if you're joining the live, you know, welcome to the live. I'm doing this whole a bit here. Well, yeah, we're locked in the orientation mode right now, but yeah, I just wanted to see if, you know, make sure my volume is up. But I haven't seen any confirmation from anyone that, hey, you guys are hearing me. So hopefully we don't have that hiccups like we had the last time. So yeah guys, 115. We're gonna add a handful more, keep going. You know what I mean? Cause why not? Feeling them guys. I was 15 more on the mats. So that's 113 total. And we're going. And this is not no fast pace guys, you know what I mean? Obviously I could go faster, you know, but slow rep progress. Nothing wrong with that. So I'm actually feeling them even more. Because you know I'm kinda slow on the pump, so more stress and more pressure on the muscle as far as going up. So you know, we got a truck outside here at the front making noise, so don't mind that noise even though I'm worrying about even if you guys can hear me. So 130 push-ups. Thumbs up to that. You know, in the dirt. Garden finger. You know, so we're literally right by the tomato guys. You know, so later on in the season, and you know, our friends, our family, having more friends because I don't really have much family out this side, but you guys are welcome to my garden. Welcome to share some food with me. Vegetable and organic food. So 130 guys. We're gonna add a little more. Kind of steaming down. I can feel the pressure in my muscle, but nevertheless we're gonna keep going still. You know, maybe we get 150. And like I said, if the motivation continues, we keep going more. But later on, I'm definitely gonna be hustling the push-up, so I'm not in no worried in the sense that later on we're gonna be doing a lot more. So 130. Let's get 15 or 20 more. But I'm feeling them guys. So yeah, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And hit that notification. So when we're going live again, you can be the first to notify and be a part of this journey. Turn. Alright guys, that's 150, 130 and 20, 150. That's literally 50 more than that we promise. You know what I mean? So I do have other stuff going on in the garden. And I do have some more gardening to do. So that's 150 push-ups. You know, like I said, I have too many tomato guys. So if you're watching live, feel like you want a handful of tomato to put in the ground, you know, hit me up. I get to some tomato. Look at that. Actually, more tomato that I put. And you know what's cool about this thing, guys? I literally saw it on the road across from the street. You know, across from me in the entrance of my neighborhood here. They were getting rid of it, you know. So I was like, wow, what a beautiful thing for my garden, you know. So sometimes we say, you know, another man trash is another one treasure. Look at it. It's housing my tomato and my, you know, these are some cucumber I started. You know, and what's cool about this cucumber, guys, you know, this is where I have this thing stage. I'm literally gonna put cucumber at the root of this, guys. That's what gonna make her touch unique and just cool and different, bringing back nature right into where it's belong, you know what I mean? So instead of going out and buying steak, I cut this from the front yard. It was already dead, you know, so I figured that why not full the base of it with cucumber and have this cucumber run up on this like wild weed, you know what I mean? So that's what this is, guys, literally to hold some cucumber later on. It's a special pepper here, Carolina Reaper, hot pepper. If you're into hot pepper, you know, hit me up in the season when you get some Carolina going. You know, I just transplant her into this, I think, a 3-gallon pot. So, you know, you're just gonna get the full motivation going to grow. Give her a little water, even though I know that it's not necessary dried out. But yeah, guys, you know, that was the motivation. We did 150 push-ups. You know, so if you guys want some more, we totally have it in us. You know, we never quit until, you know, quitting is not an option. So, but yeah, guys, so much tomato. You know, one would say who plants so much tomato, but you know, maybe a man that doesn't show what tomorrow may bring. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, in the season, you wanna come pick a handful of tomato with me, get 100 push-ups, money all day. You know, so I put some Brussels sprout in this spot, guys, and already I can see my trouble. You know, I think this is where I got the attack from. So as you can see, I put this little spike thing here on the ground. I think it's for bird spike. But this groundhog, you know, is just something to deter it. Cause, you know, typically I don't hurt animal. You know what I mean? But you can't have them hurting all our crops and eating off our food before we get to it. You know, so for that reason I put this here. Just to, you know, influence it not to come back here, you know what I mean? Because I know that's who eat these. Probably just come in overnight and just chop them and go. This one is springing back. You know, I might either leave it or replace it. You know what I mean? But literally dig this out and go replace it right away on the live. Hey guys, we have a lot of plants still to go and a plants to go in the ground. I will bring one of these beauty here over that side. And this, guys, you know, even here I have a handful of tomatoes still. You know, guys, these are gonna be container garden pot. You can see these are some of the dirty ones that I haven't washed yet. Now, these ones I actually even fill already, as you can see. You know, so I'm gonna be putting some veg into this one. These are some of my experiment as my first crop that I put in these, you know, container. And these are some synap peas, as you can see. You're getting a nice handful of peas right now, nice and healthy. Some radish, same radish I show you around the front. That's basically developed and grown into the seed starter cell. I mean, so we definitely have a handful of plants still to go. And we already done our 150 push-ups. You know, 50 more than that 100. So if you're just joining the live, you know, you have missed out on a handful of the push-ups. But needless to say, it's a motivation. So keep going at it. You know, keep inspiring yourself to do more. But yeah, guys, we have this groundhog eat my veg right there. So can't hold me back because I have more to go in the ground. That's just the inspiration behind the whole thing here. So I always see my fingers dirty and in the mud, as obviously we always digging our hands in the soil. But yeah, guys, so don't want to mess. You have some basil growing off in the ground here, so I almost kneel down because I want to put this thing in the ground here. But might have a better idea here. But yeah, guys, some blessings today. Beautiful day. Definitely a beautiful day, guys. So don't mind me if you're not seeing me so clearly. It's just me putting in this plant, replacing what the groundhog have eat from me. So not gonna let him stop the progress. More he try to eat, the more I'm planting. But at the end of the day, I really don't want him to eat too much of my plant, obviously. You know, the season is just so much long. So you know, eating my plant is a setback overall. But I'm gonna leave those other ones for now. Still have quite a few things to go in, guys, in the ground. So most of what we get is a lot of tomatoes, and as you see on the other side of the house, right by the kitchen, literally outside my kitchen window, I can pick fresh vegetable. But this is a whole lot of tomato. Who plants so much tomato, guys, right? Like I said, a man that doesn't know what tomorrow may bring. So these 7 row are Roma tomato, that Italian type tomato. So 3 row, so that would be 3721, on this row. And I already have tomato coming in. All organic, guys. We don't. A matter of fact, I haven't even used any compost yet, even though compost is organic. I haven't even put any compost on the root. It's literally just developing the soil and adding in, all these veg. So. But yeah, I'm gonna set this here a second. And if you're watching the live, welcome to the live. We already did 150 push-ups. And I see somebody and some new numbers on the live. So let me know if you want to join in for another 50 push-ups or how many. We already did 150 out of our 100 as we promised. But like I said, what is number? Number is nothing to us, so. Thumbs up if you're joining the live. Let's, as we take down a little break from showing you the plants, I put in a couple of Brussels sprout just now. We're gonna be doing another set of push-ups, adding to that 150 for the motivation who just joining the live. You know what I mean? So if you're just joining the live, hit that thumbs up. Don't be running from the from the motivation. You know what I mean? It's just a motivation, no stunt. You know what I mean? No pressure to anyone, not showing up anybody at all. Just a simple motivation and inspiration, to keep moving. But yeah, either way, let's get another handful. That's 30 more, guys. I can't play that. Can't make that up. That's 30 more. That's 30 more on it. So literally we're at 180 right now. And we're still planting food as we go. So just a good as well as, every live as I promised. We're gonna be at 100 and no, we have 180. So I guess that's where the push-up is. 100 is the number, but there's really no number. Alright guys. Just went and got a little bit of hydration and a little bit of body armor. I don't even know if this is a healthy thing to drink, but it does have electrolyte in it. And I do see that they put here you go, 10% coconut water in it. So coconut water is a great electrolyte, great hydration. But you know, let me know if this body armor is good or healthy. I'm not sure. You know, doesn't seem like you have anything bad in it in the sense, but I know sometimes we have energy drink or look electrolyte drink out there that's not necessarily good for our body. So if any of you have any update or any information on this thing that I maybe not know, and share your thoughts. But this is what we're hydrating with right now. We're already 180 push-up guy, and push-up is not only what we're doing, we're gardening as well, but the push-up was just the motivation. If you're joining the live, we did 180, we can add some more in it, so give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you're ready for a little bit more motivation, a little bit more, you know, inspiration behind the whole movement here. Here guys, 180, we're gonna add a handful more because we actually planting vegetable guys. It's really the push-ups is a promise I made for every live. We're gonna be doing 100 push-ups, so you know what I mean, I don't want to be cheating on that in any sense, you know what I mean. So the motivation continue and the progress continue. You know, it's a never ending and a never stop thing. Even though we have the truck out front distracting us right now with noise, and I did confirm that my sound is up, so you know that's good. As there sometimes I start the live and the sound is not up. So if you're just joining the live, give me a thumbs up. We're gonna add another 20 or 25 more push-ups right here by the garden bed. You know, we already did 100, so 100 is the number, but number is nothing, guys. You know, we don't go by number here. We go by motivation and the movement and the inspiration, and you know, maybe we don't stop in that sense. So 180, we're still planting some vegetable, still gonna add a handful of more push-ups. So we didn't do just 100, and we are 39 minutes into the live. You know, like I said, we already planned. And actually guys, as I just remember, just put this in the ground, a bit of water, at least, you know, something to get that hydration going, because I just put it in the ground, guys, and I just thinking of it while I'm doing my push-ups as I'm about to start. So these are some Brussels sprout. I already put a handful in, as you can see, but right here the groundhog eat off one of them that was in that group, and then another one that they eat off right here. This one have a little more spring going, so I might leave her to see if she can survive. But yeah, I still need more water for that plant, guys, because water in this thing here. Actually gonna I wanna repurpose this. This thing right here, I'm gonna repurpose it. You know. Oh, why is this? Why is this thing kind of upside down? There you go. But yeah, I'm gonna repurpose this recycle garbage bin, guys. Somebody gave it to me, and I'm gonna recycle it and use it for I'm gonna use that garbage can there, or garbage bin for my for some liquid fertilizer. So I'm gonna be filling it. You can see it right there. I'm gonna be filling it with, you know, water and plant matter, and then we're gonna be using it as liquid fertilizer, guys. And if you know, last season I actually shared a video on liquid fertilizer, and I start my liquid fertilizer, and when I go to use it, that bin, that culprit there you see in the back, it was leaking and I didn't know. So the whole time I filled it, not realizing that there's no returning from what I have just did. So needless to say, we didn't get any liquid fertilizer last season in the timely manner that we were hoping. I'll give these a little bit of water, especially this one that I just put in the ground. Yeah, you can see the groundhog already chopped that one up. So we already replace it with some new one in the ground right here. So give it some water. And here guys, if you're joining the live, we already hit 180 push-ups. So the number didn't stop at 100. It's always a motivation to keep going. So for that reason, we had some more folks on the live, and I feel like a handful of people came in after I did a whole number of push-ups. So I was keep going in, and we ended up did 180. You know what I mean? So if you join the live today, welcome. Definitely appreciate the motivation and the encouragement. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, please do so. Continue inspiring and the motivation behind it. So a little bit here I add. This thing that I can see I'm getting a little bit of extra eating up from. Typically is that small caterpillar worm is who eat. But some of these was probably getting eaten before I put them in the ground, because I'm not seeing the worm. And actually here we go. So this is who eating my kale, guys. As you can see, which it was just on this one. So just me coming in right here. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. JK Earl. Welcome to the live. Planting in some extra vegetable at the moment. So welcome to the live. We appreciate you. And they just joining the live. As the inspiration go, I promise you guys to do 100 push-ups at every live, the beginning at every live, and I did do 180 already. Well, yeah, this year I got rid of those caterpillar worm. Here's one more of them. So that's who eating on my lettuce, and these are freshly transplanted, guys. So they're pretty soft right now and thin. But you see these little thing, the damage that they can create. So I typically don't even kill animal and insect. But how can I save this thing that eating off my vegetable that I want to eat and I might not get, so for that reason I don't really like to see these things in my garden bed. They're definitely a danger and a threat to my food. So I definitely don't want them around. And here you go, guys, we have these tomato in between. These are all seedling that start from tomato that fall on the ground last season. So for that reason we kind of have that all that seedling on the ground going right now. So I need to move them, but these are all extra seedling. As you can see why they clump, so you can see I do have my original that I put in on the ground. This seasonal space, nice and space, not the most space in the sense, but good enough space that we're going vertical. So we're thinning out these tomatoes as they go up, so we can grow more in a smaller space. So this is literally probably over 50 tomato, guys, individual plant that's in this one spot right here. Or maybe I'm going a little bit over my head, but almost then if I would count it, because this is 21. I mean there's 50 more than 50 if you're gonna count all these small ones I need to move. But the ones that gonna stay are these bigger ones that I plant all from seeds. Not in the ground directly, but grow inside and then transplant. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the aim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Some of them is probably 8, like this one. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really the aim was 7, so it's a big handful of tomato in this small space actually. Because you're talking about 3 times 7 Roma tomato. Then we got the Better Boy going on in the middle here, and then we got our Taste Master at the end. So there's 3 different species of tomato, or 3 different type of tomato, guys. Roma is great for sauce. It doesn't have a lot of seeds in it. And then we have the Better Boy. It is usually one that we get, at the store as far as start already at the garden center, Home Depot, Ace Hardware or wherever. And the Taste Master. But what's gonna be cool, guys, is the container garden that we're setting up this season. We still have a way to go. We have that truck out front making noise. Oh yeah, we have a way to go. I'm gonna put this here for now, and here you go. I'll set this right here, so for right now, guys. I have a couple. Bag from the car to go get. Couple bags of soil, those grow medium bag. And so I'm gonna go grab those. But bear with me, at least I set the tripod where you guys can see it. But just gonna head out to the front there, around my car. I see that gray one in the back. Bringing up a couple, I think 10-gallon grow bag of soil, I bring. So, and I'll keep filling these grow container. So I'm just gonna go get the soil in the car. I'll be right back. Nice. Hey guys, those are some soil that I brought in. These are some 10-gallon container soil, that I'm gonna be filling up my container. I'm growing in container this season as well, so go get the other one. Alright. Nice. See that, guys? You got to always challenge yourself, that. As I could have drove the car and bring these up. See, they're 10-gallon grow bag of soil. So they're good little weight, but and like I said, I could have reversed the car and bring it up closer, but can't make life too easy, Gotta challenge yourself. So these are just a few amongst our grow thing that we're gonna be growing in. As you can see, I was cutting out spaces for whole drainage. This is how they come, with one hole in the center of it. I've been cutting out my own extra hole, you know, for extra drainage. And then yeah, sky's the limit, guys. There's gonna be a whole container garden setup this season, throughout the season as well. You know what I mean? So see if I have a ready piece that we can enjoy. Yeah, let's take this one, right? Enjoy a little piece for the motivation. As far as we already have 180 push-ups, we can be going some more. I'm actually gonna eat the whole synap thing. Not even gonna waste any of it, guys. Organic peas. This was my sample. And my test for my container garden space. You can see the sky's the limit right now, as you can see all this extra that I have, you know, to go in. Set this thing here for right now. Well, yeah, guys, we already did 180 push-ups out of the 100. So definitely a lot more than I promised. A lot more than I said that I was gonna do. What's number to us, guys? You know what I mean? We don't go by numbers in that regard. You know, we go by motivation. We're gonna take this live to an hour and then cut it, get along with my day, and continue the progress. Okay, we'll move this cardboard on here. I thought for a moment the truck is going, but that truck ain't going anywhere anytime soon, it doesn't seem like. So sorry about that extra noise, guys. We're getting some cardboard and we are kind of stuffing these holes. So even though I bore a hole in the bottom of this container, I still put a piece of cardboard, you know, below, you know, above the below. Put a piece of cardboard to cover the hole, you know, just for now. So when I pour my soil, I don't have all my soil leaching out, you know. So it's kind of how I start. So yeah, guys, these are literally some grow container. They were food grade containers. You know, they came from this distributor that distribute frozen food. You know, so this is gonna literally be a part of our garden bed this season. As far as not just in the garden floor, but we're gonna be filling these up vegetables and herb and spice. So I literally have my mint. This is spearmint cuttings that I got, you know, and then these are some oregano. As you can see already, this is blooming. We don't really need this to be blooming in this tiny container. So as soon as I transplant it and they accumulate in these, I'm gonna be putting them in containers so we can have spice all year. As far as these are perennial and these will come back, you know. So I'm not gonna put these in the ground because mint spread rapidly. As you can see how much this is spreading down underneath. And guys, this was just one cuttings, you know, one piece of cuttings. And then these oregano are same thing, one piece of cutting. And you can see how much they spring to get to this state right now. And so when I transplant them into the pot, I'm gonna cut off these bloom so that we can send the energy to the root, so you can establish some more, you know, and you know, keep growing. But this is where I'm gonna be putting some of these spice, especially the oregano and the mint. I'm gonna be doing some container growing. You can see keep bringing in soil. You know, there's some other soil that I brought. Bunch of other soil, as you can see. You know, this tire, guys, I brought it with inspiration from Mr. Stafford, his name is. You know, one of my fellow elder from England. He's a great garden experience person. You know, so he grew his cabbage in tire. That's where I was gonna get my inspiration to grow cabbage in the tire. Even though some people say, "Oh, tire is so toxic. Why would you grow food in the tire?" And I'm sure the same thing people would complain about me growing in these container. Even though I express that they're food grade, I myself have doubt in them, you know. But man, you know, like even when we buy, you know, food at the our vegetable plants, you know, at the store, it's not like we get them in metal pots, you know, or wooden pot. You know, it's all plastic. You know, so these were food grade. You know, so I don't feel too bad in the sense of using them to grow food, as they were a freezer company that used to distribute frozen food. You know, that's where I got these. You know, so I definitely want to continue fill these and fill some vegetable. The cool part about these guys is cucumber. As you can see, these are some of my late crop. You know, so I'm gonna be doing cucumber in those grow containers. So these are some nice fresh cucumber, as you can see. You know, cucumber is better, guys, to plant directly in the soil, or if you do plant them in seed cell, you want to use like a small seed cell, saying small, a bigger seed cell rather than a small seed cell. You know what I mean? So as you can see, these are bigger. These are literally 8 days old, guys. 8 to 9 days tops. These are, you know, different type of cucumber. As you can see, pickle cucumber, and we got the early fortune. You know, I think this is the bush. These are the company. So that Ferry Mose, is it Mose or something like that? Yeah. Either way, but these are the name of the cucumber itself. You know, like Garden Bush Silver. That's the name of that one. So these cucumber, guys, we're gonna be putting cucumber in grow container this season. Still have a handful of, man, I say Brussels sprout, but you know, they almost look like cabbage in the sense. You know, I get a couple of my things confused. So between these, I did have a handful of these to go in, and then these cucumber. But check this out, guys. This is where some of my cucumber is going this season, and I'm totally excited for this. Imagine when cucumber start bushing up around this, guys. You know, so stay tuned for that one. You can't go wrong with that. That's nature at its finest right here, as far as utilizing nature in the garden. You know, this was a piece of dead branch around the front of the yard. That's my inspiration to take it, stake it right here. And this is gonna be one of my cucumber chalice. You know, so I can imagine once I get these cucumber nice and healthy, put them around the base of this thing for them to run up all that extra vine and all that extra limb. It's like almost having a cucumber climbing up at a tree, in the sense that this is not, you know what I mean? It does go up a little height, guys, you know, but at least it's something that I can come, even stand on this wooden thing here, you know, and pick cucumber. So if anything, I could stretch down this part, so even though it looks so high, and it's sturdy, guys, and I'm gonna make it a lot more sturdier, you know, as far as it, obviously cucumber is not heavy in the sense of a ton of, you know, dead weight. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna be putting some of my cucumbers, as far as these ones right here. These are watermelon, guys. So this watermelon is that that baby sweet melon. You know, that tiny small watermelon. I think that, so it's 50 days, guys, literally. You know, even though the season is already going, this is literally 50 days from seed to harvest. So I still feel like and then the cucumber, same thing as well. The longest any of these cucumbers is like 53 days. You know, so they literally all, you know, like 40 days, 42, you know, 45, and then 53 days is the highest of months. You know, so I still have a handful of plant, guys, but man, I'm so glad I find this score right here, this thing. Even my tomato going all the way up to the top. But yeah, I literally find this, guys, they were throwing it out, and I bring it here, and look at the purpose of it right now. So another man Chash, that did it. Another man Cheddar. So yeah, I'm looking forward to set these cucumber in the soil by the end of the day, and still have a handful of these to wash. See how clean they are when they wash, guys. Nice and clean, and I wash them with soap. Oh man, guys, if this was on camera, you'd have been like, you are skilled. So I literally have this machete fall off here, guys. It's just me working right now. There's no kids, so I'm not being careless. And if I hurt myself in this careless way, it would be my fault. But I literally have this machete fell on the ground a while ago, right at my feet, bare feet. And if this didn't catch my feet, guys, this guy is pretty sharp. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it out of the way. Be more careful. But yeah, we're gonna be doing cucumbers in some of these containers this season. So imagine a bunch of cucumber bushing up in this container, and plus my cucumber steak that I made. So if you're joining the live, welcome to the live. We're already going to the end of the live. We did 180 push-ups. We still can add a few more to go. End the live with a nice, addition, nice surprise. So yeah, guys, we did 180 push-ups. For an even number, we're gonna add 20 more at least, and then get going. So if you're joining the live today, welcome to the live. I appreciate you for the love and the support, and hopefully I see another handful of subscribers. So if you're watching the live and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe. And let's get the number and the family keep growing. But yeah, guys, we're gonna add another 100 push-ups, and then we're gonna end the live here. So appreciate you guys for joining the live. I appreciate you for the continuous support. So keep upping that number, keep helping us growing our channel and growing our family here on YouTube. It's Nick here from Yardman Garden and Arts TV, and another live, another row of push-ups. So 180 we did. We're gonna add at least 20 more just to make it 200. So we actually double our number fully, guys. It's like out of that 100 that I promised, 200. It's a win-win. Let's get it. Money. Oh my God. Man. Oh. See that, guys? That's number right there and money. So we did basically 50, and then we add 10 more for the motivation. No pain, no gain, guys. You know what I mean? So like I said, we're at 180. We came here to do 20. We will make it 200, and they actually did 60. So you do that number, 60 and 180. That's 140. What am I? I'm actually going. Where am I skilling myself? 140. Imagine that. What am I talking about? 180 and 60 is 140. taking away my number. 240, guys. That's what we did today. So 240 push-ups. Peace to the people. Love to the people of the world. Like I said, this is just a motivation. No stunting. This is something that we do whether we have the camera or not. But since we have the camera, you know what I mean, why not motivate others to be a part of it as well. You know, we're not selfish. We're not greedy. We're literally here to motivate and show each other love and support. You know, through gardening, through community, through love, exercising and movement and motivation to keep going, keep inspiring, keep spreading the love, spreading the joy. You know, and this is just a little part of it. You know, one push-up at a time. Nothing too fancy, nothing too special. Like I said, guys, this is typically for motivational purpose, not me stunting in any sense, in any way. But out of the 100 push-ups, we actually did 240. And you know, this live will be up on my channel in the future, so anyone can go back and rewatch it. You know, but for right now, we're gonna look to peace out and we're gonna continue our day. I don't know, everybody have their day going as well. People are busy. You know, so I appreciate you taking the time to join the live. You know, guys, I literally just did 60 push-ups non-stop a while ago. You know, so that last 60 push-up I just did, and I can feel that burn, feel that inspiration, you know, and that sting. So, you know, so like I said, this is just me motivating myself first, you know, and influencing in each other to move as well. So it's not no selfish, just me trying to eat myself. I mean, it's all about eat. And you know, so for who can't do push-ups, that 140 is for you, because we promise 100. You know, we still go way more than what we promise. So anyone that cannot get any push-ups, those extra was literally for you. And like I said, no stunt, just motivation, because if the camera is off and the light is off and we're in the dark, you're still gonna be getting it. You know what I mean? Rain, sunshine, snow, gonna be getting it. So, you know, if I motivate you, great. You know, that's the whole encouragement behind this, you know, this channel, to motivate through gardening, love and community. And this addition that I'm been doing every live, I'm promised 100 push-ups, and this one we did 240, guys. So that's 140 more than what we promised. So stay tuned, stay locked in. Remember to move. Remember to spread the love and the joy. Support each other. You know, this truck, let me show you. These guys are, you know, it's a big truck, guys. So what can I do? Work on the progress have to continue. As you can see, somebody moving in that plot. As far as that, you know, they developing the land. You know, so actually I thought they weren't on the ground, but they're in the roof. See that thing, guys, that I'm sure that designed to drill. So I thought for a second maybe something to do with the well. But so far they're on the roof, so I'm not sure what exactly it is. Well, yeah, guys, I'm gonna cut this one here. I mean, so sorry about the extra noise today in the background. There's not much I can do. But I feel pump, I feel kick, I feel the power, I feel the energy. I'm gonna continue to get myself some rehydration, continue on my day. You know, I have my son today, so I'm gonna go get him here at 2. You know what I mean, so until then, you know what I mean, 240 push-up, guys. And this is not about push-up, you know what I mean. The push-up is just a plus in the sense that we're gonna add 100 push-ups to every live video. And this I said is the second live since, you know, sorry about they not coming. Maybe when the garden get going, you know, you can go live every day. But this is not me running from the push-ups, guys. Like I said, even when we're not live, we're doing push-up, guys. And tonight, you know, if anyone right now in the live, if you're feeling inspiration and you want to see me go live tonight at the gym, you know what I mean, hit that thumbs up. And you know, we might go live when we go at the gym tonight. Show you just even more a warm-up session. You know what I mean? And like I said, lot of time we warm up is 300 squat, 200 push-ups, you know, sometimes less. You know what I mean? So give me a thumbs up if you want me to hit that live tonight at the gym. Just for a little quick session, motivation as well. Like I said, Nick here from Yardman Gardener and Stevie's Gardening, living off the land. you know what I mean, and just showing that love and that support. So today we got some stuff in the ground. My friend Johnny just bless up my brother. As my friend Johnny, I'm gonna be joining the gym tonight. So, you know, he said, you know, garden is looking great. They can see, and that's just a tip of it, guys. We got different vegetable going over there, and then we got our cucumber we need to put in the ground. So yeah, that was my friend Johnny a while ago, just giving me a shout out saying, hey, you know, thanks for the motivation. The gardening is looking great, and you know, I call him to join that push-up guys and get that money as well. You know what I mean? So, and later on we're gonna be going to the gym, get that motivation as well going, and I'm already feeling a bit sore as far as my hand goes. You know, 100 push-ups turned into 240. And like I said, we were still featuring the garden. I still get to plant, you know, a couple more Brussels sprout, replace the one that the groundhog eat. So I plant some Brussels sprout right there, and the groundhog eat off some of it. So we plant that one that you see right at the end with a double. You know, we plant all these tomato we are going right now. You know, so it's like, who plants so much tomato, guys? Me, the guy that doesn't sure what tomorrow may bring, you know. So like I said, if you're in town, you're in the area, you know, you come by fresh garden, fresh vegetable, organic is for me and you as well. So appreciate anyone that joined the live today. Stay tuned for the next live, because we're gonna be doing 100 push-ups again, with or without the light. So the motivation is for me myself first, and then second hand for whoever feel it fit and need to just, you know, get that encouragement and that motivation going. And like I said, we're gonna be getting it done with or without the camera, you know what I mean, whether we're on the camera or we're off the camera. So this is for you guys as well, and a motivation to keep going, keep moving, you know what I mean, and spread that love and that light, you know what I mean. And if even just for a walk, if you can get that push-ups, get some walking. And 240 out of that 100, that 140 is for you guys. All right, stay tuned, stay blessed. One love to everybody. I sincerely appreciate all the love and all the support I've been getting. Keep growing that channel. Keep helping me growing it one by one. You know, get my little armor drink here. So yeah, guys. So we did 240 push-ups out of the 100. And we keep adding on more for motivation. So watch this live. Go back and rewatch it whenever I post this video up. And stay tuned for whatever next to come. And I appreciate all the love and support. Nick here from Yardman Garden and Arts TV. Don't mind my mess, guys. So like I said, I'm staging, and I need to move those things in the back and put a lot of those stuff in the next garbage bin coming, because a lot of it I'm not gonna use, you know, and it just look messy in the back. So we're gonna be cleaning up the space after I get these things out of the way. Don't mind my little mess, but yeah, stay tuned, guys. Lot more to come. My next live, keep going. Join in on the next live for that next push-ups. You know, so if you don't get anything out of that 100, you know, I did 240. Drinking some armor drink. It's not a sponsorship, not a promotion in any way. This is just life, and I'm drinking this armor drink, and real life in the sense, in real moment. Peace out to everyone. Love to everybody. Thanks for all the love and support. Subscribe to the channel, do the right thing. And I'll catch you on the next video. Catch you on the next push-up set. One love. Blessings.